Calgary Flames general manager Craig Conroy has spoken out on the big trade that took place yesterday. In case you somehow missed it, Noah Hanifin was shipped out to the Vegas Golden Knights. And now we have a bit of a justification on Craig Conroy's full return for the trade that has now been revealed. And we will get into what Conroy has said and all of the trade details in this video. Welcome to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe because 85% of the people watching are not subscribed. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors on the Flames and join the fastest growing community of Flames fans on the internet, then make sure you stick around and join the Flames Digest family. But of course, the big news is still the Noah Hanifin trade. It is nuts that it has happened. The NHL trade deadline is tomorrow, and we're talking about Hanifin today. There could be a bunch more trades involving the Flames before tomorrow, but right now we will stick on Conroy Speaks Out on the trade. Hanifin going to Vegas, and the Flames have the full return. So let's briefly take a look at the whole return here for the Flames. I know Ryan popped out a video last night, but just in case you missed that one, here is the full trade. So Noah Hanifin going to Vegas. Philly, they're involved in the trade as well as a third-party broker. They pick up a 5th-round pick for retaining 25% of the salary. The Flames retain 50% of the salary as well, so right around $2.5 million cap hit still. And the Flames pick up 2 picks, both with conditions. So a 2025 first-round pick, which could also be 2026. A third-round pick, which could also be a second-round pick. We'll get into all the details later in this video. And prospect Daniil Miramanov. Now, he's a defenseman who is quite offensive. He actually has played a little bit of forward as well up on the right wing. But for now, we will just call him a defenseman to keep it easy. So that's the full trade. That's the return for Calgary. A lot of Flames fans, once again, like the Tanev trade, are a little underwhelmed. But really, the asking price once again was met. So can't be too angry about it. Conroy in his rookie season has inherited a lot. He's had a lot of work to do. So let's take a look at what he said about this particular trade. Eric Francis tweeted this out after a conversation with Conroy. It was extremely important to us to ensure this deal featured a first-round draft pick and a third-round pick that has the potential to become a second-round selection. Additionally, we have been tracking Daniil the past couple of seasons, and we are pleased to have been able to ensure he was a part of this trade. He is good size at 6'4" with good skating ability and speed. He commands a heavy shot, makes quick plays, and we are excited about his offensive upside. At the AHL level, he has been dominant in creating offense as a defenseman, and we anticipate that to translate to the NHL. So Conroy has a lot of praise for the prospect brought in. Obviously, he does play defense, but can be an offensive guy. And he has all the attributes you want in a good, solid NHL caliber player. And he does have a bit of NHL experience, but we'll get into that a little later in this video. Let's continue on Conroy for now. Oh, that's the wrong button. I do that so much lately. Here we go. It's never easy. These deals are hard, but we're very happy with the return, and now we're looking forward to moving forward. Looking forward to moving forward. I like the ring of that. That is, of course, Flames GM Craig Conroy prioritized getting a first-round pick, and overall pleased with the return in the latest deal. So Conroy seems very happy with this trade. I mean, obviously he isn't going to come out publicly and say, oh no, this trade return's terrible. We just had to get rid of Noah. I mean, I think this shows Vegas really did have the best offer on the table. And the Flames were in a bit of a pinch with Hanifin and his camp. So I think Craig Conroy needed to pull the trigger on a deal sooner than later, and Vegas must have had what was on the table. And they did have a first-round pick. They had a prospect that can be seen as a replacement for Hanifin, and another high-round pick as well. So really not the worst return here. I think Conroy, like I said, he has had a lot of work to do, and he has worked extremely hard. So on that wavelength, let's talk about how the mission is complete. And the mission, of course, I'm talking about is Conroy took over the reins from Brad Treliving in the summer to be the Flames GM, and he inherited 7 UFAs for this upcoming season. And Conroy made a vow to not let any of those UFAs walk for nothing. We've seen it in the past. Johnny Gaudreau, he made it look like he was going to sign after a great season and a decent playoff run where he scored a series-winning goal in Game 7 of overtime against Dallas. And then, you know, he was kind of not very transparent about what his future held. And then he went for a drive and then he walked away for nothing to Columbus. Conroy wanted to make sure that that would not happen with any of these guys, especially since some of them did not want to be in Calgary anymore. So let's take a look at what Conroy has done. So Craig Conroy has turned 5 pending UFAs into 4 players under contract, 3 prospects, 7 guaranteed draft picks, and 1 pick that could happen under certain conditions. 5 expiring assets turned into 14 or 15, depending on the conditions. That's incredible. But there were 7 coming into this season. So the other 2 are Michael Backlund, who was signed and given the captaincy, and he's here for the next couple of years. And the other is Oliver Shillington, who will most likely sign in Calgary, whether that's before the trade deadline tomorrow or in this summer. There's potential for that. And if not, if he does walk away for nothing, it's not like the Flames are going to get a ton of assets back. So that's not the biggest deal in the world. The big deal are the big guys who go for a lot. And Conroy's mission is complete here. I do want to give a quick shout out to one of our very dedicated viewers, Colin Cruzanusti. He engages with pretty much every single video and is always very, very thoughtful and insightful when it comes to his comments. So he threw this compilation together, thought this would help you save time with a breakdown. So what has Conroy done in the Conroy era? Out, we've had those 5 big UFAs: Noah Hanifin, Elias Lindholm, Chris Tanev, Tyler Toffoli, and Nikita Zadorov. They have all been traded away now by Conroy. What have the Flames brought in? Well, Yegor Sharangovich and Andrei Kuzmenko, 2 roster players that came in right away and have been scoring goals. Great additions. 2 first-round picks, a second, a third, 2 conditional third-round picks, a conditional 4th, a 5th-round pick, and then the prospects. Hunter Brustevich, I don't blame him for not wanting to spell out that whole name. Aitor Sunyev, Artem Grushnikov, Yoni Yermo, and Daniil Miramanov. Insane return. Just incredible. Thanks again, Colin, for putting that together. It really does make it easier to visualize. But so much brought in for just 5 players. Flames fans will still say that's underwhelming, but really, the asking price in almost every trade was met and went beyond. Look at the Lindholm trade. Lindholm might be out of Vancouver. That is a big W for the Flames. Conroy, his mission is complete here. I personally think he's done a great job, and we still need to trust in him and stay optimistic. I do understand if people wanted, huge players back. Oh, we traded with Vegas. Why didn't we get Jack Eichel back? Things like that. We traded with Dallas. Why didn't we get Miro Heiskanen back? But either way, I think Conroy, his mission is complete here, and he has done a great job. Now, the last thing we should take a look at are the trade details. Once again, like I said, Ryan popped out a video last night. It was a little bit late, so I understand if you missed that one. So we'll just go over it really quickly again, just because there are some crazy conditions, and we should look more into the prospect. So first of all, the 2 picks, a first-round pick and a third-round pick that could be a second. So let's get into the conditions here. In the event Vegas possesses their own first-round choice in the 2025 NHL draft, so next year, and in the event Vegas's 2025 first-round choice is not a top 10 pick, so it's top 10 protected, in the 2025 NHL draft, Vegas should convey their own 2025 first-round choice to Calgary. In the event Vegas does not possess their own first-round choice in the 2025 NHL draft, due to the above-noted conditions, which is pretty much they traded away before tomorrow's trade deadline, Vegas shall convey their own 2026 first-round choice to Calgary. So either way, Calgary's getting a first-round pick here, whether it's in next year's draft, which is supposed to be a deep draft, or in the year after, where if it does come to that, maybe Flames fans are hoping Vegas falls off a little bit. No matter what, they're getting a first-round pick out of this, and it's great. What a strange condition, though. I've never heard of anything like that, where a team is essentially saying, if we have that pick, we'll give it to you. If we don't, we'll just give you the next year's first-round pick. Bada bing, bada boom. I have never heard anything like that before. It is a crazy condition. Now let's get into the second condition here on the second pick. In the event Vegas advances to the second round of this year's NHL playoffs, Vegas shall convey their second-round choice in the 2025 NHL draft in lieu of 2024 third-round choice. So essentially, if Vegas are to win a round in the playoffs this year, whether that's against Edmonton or LA or maybe even Vancouver, then the Flames do get a second-round pick out of it instead of a third, which I think most Flames fans would want a higher round pick for sure out of this Hanifin trade. I know both conditions are a little bit crazy. A lot of conditions are usually, well, it depends where we finish, blah, 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 and all of that. This one's, well, if we have the pick, and hey, if we win a round in the playoffs, we'll give you this pick instead. Some strange conditions here. I swear the hockey market, the hockey business has gone just insane this year with the stipulations and the conditions on all of these trades. Now, the last thing we'll look at in this video is Daniil Miramanov. So, the facts about him. You know, he's not exactly a young guy, but he's not old either. So, he's 26, kind of around those prime years. I mean, he's older than me, so I think anyone older than me is old. But position, defense, I know there it says right wing as well. He's a very, very offensive guy. There's the potential he could play defense or forward, but probably defense is my assumption. Height, 6'4", so he's a taller guy. The weight, over 200 pounds. I don't know if he'll fill out more than that, but either way, bigger guy. And the cap it there, 1.25. The Flames actually signed him last night to 1.25 over 2 years. Well, 1.25 per year over 2 years. So very, very cheap, and that kicks in next year, obviously. So that is actually very, very good. I don't see any red flags here in any of this. Another Russian as well. Conroy loves getting those Russians in, probably because they're happy to play in Canada and don't need to go down to America. But let's continue on Miramanov here. So these are his stats so far since he has come over out of junior. He actually did play with Jacob Peltier in Moncton, so it'll be interesting to see their reunion. But he's played about 30 NHL games now, has 2 goals and 7 points. Not bad for a defenseman at all with very, very limited experience. That's pretty good. Like we said, very offensive guy, can run a power play. Maybe he can just completely replace Hanifin. But very, very good stats in the AHL as well. Look at those numbers, especially this season. He's been hurt a little bit, but now 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points in 5 games. Wow, he is a weapon. He could be very good offensively for the Flames in the future. I'm excited about Miramanov. I think this is arguably one of our best prospects. I know Brustevich is going crazy in the OHL as an offensive defenseman as well. But either way, all of these picks and prospects that have been acquired don't necessarily have to stay in the system either. Conroy might trade them away. The Flames should have loads of cap room this offseason, and maybe they'll be making a big splash elsewhere. There's so many possibilities still, and we will keep you updated here at Flames Digest, no matter what, up to the trade deadline and further beyond. So thank you so much for watching this video. Enjoy the game tonight. The Flames are in Tampa. That goes at 5 p.m. Looks like Markstrom will be in net starting, and it's Jacob Peltier's birthday as well. So make sure if you're watching, you send him a happy birthday message. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're new around here. Love the support on the channel, and have a wonderful rest of your day.